Aaron Hobson with Rhinebeck School of Music, and this is the second video in my Rhythm Guitar Basics series, and we're going to talk about triplets. Okay, so in the previous video, we talked about the quarter note being the underlying pulse. When you're listening to music, you're tapping your foot to that quarter note. The quarter note gets one beat. And then we also talked about eighth notes. So we divided that quarter note in half and we got an eighth note. So eighth notes get half a beat each. So we're going to keep dividing that further, and now we are going to get a triplet. So a triplet means fitting 3 notes within the quarter note pulse. So it's odd to feel at first because anything with an odd number in music is a little bit harder to feel rhythmically. It's a little bit kind of unsettling, but with some time and practice, you will get it. So a triplet kind of sounds like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. So you can count it 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and, or you can count it 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. But the idea is fitting 3 notes within the beat. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the way that I'm strumming that is I'm going down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. So I'm going to put on the metronome because, of course, that is the best way to be practicing. It's 70 beats per minute here. So think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E. So you notice how relaxed my wrist is. It's very loose, right? And I'm angling the pick this way when I'm strumming down and angling it that way when I'm strumming up. So I get more of a feathery kind of sound rather than a harsh straight up and down sound. So we're going to talk about now combining triplets with quarter notes and triplets with eighth notes. We're going to start putting the accent of the quarter note on beat 1 and then play the rest in triplets. And then we're going to start playing around with placement of that quarter note. So we could play it on beat 1 and then play the rest as triplets. Beat 2, play the rest as triplets. Beat 3, and so on. So I'm going to pull up my metronome here to make sure that we are in time. So the first pattern we're going to do, I'm playing a C chord just for ease, is we're going to do quarter, triplet, 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 quarter, triplet, triplet, triplet. So it'd be 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and, or down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Just going to put on the metronome. Here we go. 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. So that was putting the accent on beat 1. Now we're going to try beat 2. So we start with a triplet, pause on beat 2 with the quarter note, and then play the rest as triplets. So we got 1 E and 2, 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2, 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2, 3 E and 4 E and. So our accent with the quarter note is now on beat 2. We're going to try this with the metronome. So here we go. 1 E and 2, 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2, 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2, 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2, 3 E and 4 E and. So now we're just going to keep playing around. So quarter note on beat 3, and the rest in triplets. So we're going to go 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4 E and. Here it is with the metronome. 2, ready, and 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4 E and. And then last, we're going to do quarter note on beat 4. and the rest is triplets. So that'd be 1E and 2E and 3E and 4. 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 Here we go with the metronome. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4. 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 So now we're using combinations of quarter notes and triplets, just accenting different beats within the measure. And next we're going to try eighth notes mixed with triplets. Okay, so now we're going to combine eighth notes with triplets. So we're going to accent beat 1 with eighth notes and then triplets to follow. So it'd be 1 and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1 and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1 and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1 and 2E and 3E and 4E. Here it is with the metronome. 2, ready, and 1 and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1 and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1 and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1 and 2E and 3E and 4E. So now we're just going to do what we did before. So the eighth note accent is going to be on beat 2 now, and the rest in triplets. So that's going to be like 1E and 2 and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2 and 3E and 4E. And so here it is with the metronome. Ready, and 1E and 2 and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2 and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2 and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2 and 3E and 4E. Keep going in order. So now beat 3. It's going to be the eighth note. So now we're going to have 1E and 2E and 3 and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3 and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3 and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3 and 4E. So here we go with the metronome. 1E and 2E and 3 and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3 and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3 and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3 and 4E. And last but not least, the eighth note accent on beat 4. So 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and here it is with the metronome. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and. So that's combining quarter notes with triplets first. Now we're doing eighth notes with triplets. Of course, you can do combos of quarters, eighths, and triplets. You could do something like 1, 2, and 3E and 4. 1, 2, and 3E and 4. There's so many ways that you can combine these. So be creative and kind of come up with your own strumming patterns and see how you can practice these.